This is for Intro to Sociology, SBS 110. This is module number 3, assignment. Today's assignment is to do a 6 to 9 minute video to answer the questions that were asked of us. Number 1 was if I worked at a Fortune 500 company straight out of high school and worked my way to the top, and I was currently the president, dealing with my vice president and my CEO, always at odds with one another as an expressive leader, which is a leader looking to increase harmony and minimize conflict within the group. I would probably just speak to each party, telling them that they need to work with one another and stop the feuding, which really, in my opinion, would not be focused towards any particular goal, which is what expressive leaders do. The second question was to discuss the 3 formal organizations. 1 is a voluntary organization, which are associations that members enter and leave freely, such as college campuses, sports teams, etc. Members are not paid for their participation, so they join voluntarily to fill whatever leisure time and enjoy company of like-minded people to perform a social service. The next one is coercive organization. People become members of these type of organizations against their will, such as being committed in a mental hospital, sentenced to a prison, or drafted into the military forces. Utilitarian organization is individuals enter formed organizations such as this for practical reasons, such as universities, corporations, labor unions, government bureaus. People form this type of organization to accomplish vital everyday tasks. They fall between voluntary and coercive organizations because the members are not entirely voluntary nor entirely compulsory. When I was a member of the voluntary organization, it was called Toys for Tots. It was a toy drive for the Christmas giveaway for underprivileged children. Once we reached our goal and the Christmas holiday had passed, the organization was pretty much dismantled. That's why it's a voluntary organization, I suppose. The positive side to that was that it was a great cause. You know, we were doing something awesome for underprivileged children and giving them gifts and seeing smiles on their face. The gifts that we gave or was awarding to them from other people giving was something that they probably would not have had we not come together in this organization. I don't really have a negative side to that organization in my experience. I guess if I had to find one, it would be because it's voluntary, people were somewhat lazy at times, if I had to find a negative. The third question was if I decided to run for public office, although I have little to no experience with elections, holding office, or campaigning, I would feel that I can be successful because I helped a friend in the past in public office last term. I believe this characteristic of Max Weber's ideal bureaucracy is a part of the Max Weber's ideal bureaucracy because he once made a quote saying, "Power is the chance to impose your will within a social context, even when opposed and regardless of the integrity of that chance." So unless I'm misunderstanding that quote, I would think that it has a direct affiliation to being a part of a campaign or running public office and you really don't know what you're doing. I don't think there's any integrity in that. So what would I do to prove competence under those characteristics? I guess I would just work hard as the rules set forth and I will focus on achieving the set, you know, focus. I will focus on achieving the set goals. Max Weber believed that productivity is very good in that type of structure of working efficiently. So I would try it. The fourth question of the assignment is, as creative manager of a small group of employees in the advertising department, I noticed that one of my designers has withdrawn from the meetings, offering no input, and the alienation starts to concern me. What would I do to socialize this employee and engage them into their job? I believe I will be more of a democratic leader in that sense, trying to reach a consensus and would consider all viewpoints, such as maybe the employee has things going on outside of work that could be weighing heavy on him or her. In an attempt to come up with a solution, I would be creative to get the employee to interact by maybe having him or her lead a meeting, which is going to cause interactive behavior, communication, so they can be more involved. I will go about it in a manner in which I think appeals to values, such as giving him compliments, him or her rather, compliments, and stating that I believe he or she would do a great job and heading up the meeting. I'm sure it would be successful because of all their help, to encourage them. And I believe I would get more compliance and a more positive turnout, than to give a direct order saying you must do the meeting and you have no choice than to lead this meeting, which often ends in non-compliance or a negative outcome. So I would try the latter. So in conclusion, I personally don't like Max Weber, in my opinion. His concepts of bureaucracy, because it applies to like rigid organization, formally structured. He didn't like the family-like structure. He instead believed in non-personal viewed organizations. I feel a more family-like structure can possibly be a warmer environment for workers, which could make people want to come to work and want to work together and form teams and raise morale among the employers, which ultimately can result in a successful work environment. So I hope my 6 to 9 minute video was not horrifying and I hope I answered all the questions sufficiently. Good night.